Hey you guys, remember my last curly hair routine when I asked you if you wanted to see me cutting these crazy ends? Well, several of you responded and I made a video of me cutting my ends. If you want to see how I cut my hair into these layers, please stay tuned. So what you're going to do is first start off with freshly washed hair just like this. I'm going to go ahead and grab a water bottle, a brush, a comb, some clips, and of course my scissors. And I'm just gonna go and cut. Just kidding. So basically, I just want to make sure my hair is really wet throughout this process, and I'm gonna go ahead and brush it all forward. So the reason you want your hair to be really damp throughout this process is because you want to make sure that no curl is left behind. So as you can see, when my hair is wet, it's like almost near straight, so that way I can ensure that I don't get a curl in there and cut it by mistake. If you have kinkier, curlier hair, you can straighten your hair before doing this to basically make that same effect. Always try to cut as little as possible if it's going to be your first time, because it's better to just cut too little and then want to cut it again. It's much better than cutting too much and then having to wait for your hair to grow out forever with a really bad haircut. But just be wary that you are not going to get the results that you probably get with a great hairstylist that you may have now. As you can see, I'm brushing. I'm going to brush until my hand falls off to make sure there are no little curls or kinks in there before I tie my hair like a unicorn, like I'm doing right now. And again, that's to make sure I get even layers. There's my unicorn horn, and I'm going to go ahead and just make sure it's really smooth and cut straight across. It just depends how much you want to cut off. You want to assess your hair before you do this, and I did maybe like ½ an inch to an inch. Just depends on what you want to achieve. So that was the very bottom, aka the longest layer, and see, I'm brushing it out. My hair is still long. I'm just like comparing, making sure both sides are pretty much even at the end. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to part the next section and I'm going to cut again, so this is going to create some deeper layers in the hair. So I'm going to repeat the process. I'm just going to tie that hair back, and I'm going to brush until my arm falls off. Just making sure the hair is very smooth on your head. And there's the unicorn horn. You want to just tie that pretty snugly. Again, just brush the actual ponytail, make sure it's straight, and then cut just about as much as you cut on the first layer. Trimming the ends a little bit vertically like this, I feel helped to not have such a blunt cut, but it's totally optional. You can just cut across and leave it that way. Now I'm gonna go ahead and part the next section of the hair, just parting horizontally across my head. And I'm going to repeat the process of brushing forward until it's real smooth, y'all. So separate that section back and brush it all forward. And then you're gonna tie it, and you're gonna cut when you make sure that the ponytail is really straight. So I pulled some of the hair horizontally back, but then instead of just cutting horizontally, what I did, as you can see, is I took two diagonal parts stemming from the middle of that part to the front corner of my ears, and this is because I don't want all of my front hair to be super short. So I do want to keep that length there, so I'm not going to cut those parts. Then I'm going to do the same thing, just brush, tie it, and cut it. And you want to just make sure, again, to be rewetting your hair with your spray bottle as necessary, just to ensure that you don't have any little frizzies that are getting left behind or any unevenness. So I'm gonna part this short little horizontal line, creating a little triangle here, and same as before, I'm making two diagonal parts now to about the corner of my forehead on each side. I'm gonna brush it all forward again and just cut across. And now I'm just brushing my hair all down so you can see the layers. See how it creates a sort of V in the back? I think this cut gave me some pretty good even layers. Obviously, this is not going to be the precision or the quality that you're going to get from like a great hairstylist. But you know, if you're trying to save some money, or you're like, you don't trust people with your hair like me, I got some hair trust issues, this could be a go-to for you. So this is me after applying product and diffusing my hair. I really like the results. That first day I had a lot of volume and a lot of shrinkage, but by like the next wash or two, it had already, like my hair already appeared longer. So I might just take a little bit more off the front next time.